Well, Camila, right from the get-go in Cinderella, we see this is not your ordinary Cinderella story, right? What was it that appealed to you about it, especially as your first big acting role?
Well, exactly what you said. I think that the fact that this was, this fairy tale, this name Cinderella that so many people know and are familiar with, but it's given a totally different spin. It's kind of like the updated 2021 version of it. And I think it has much better values and much better messages for young people out there. So that made me really excited. The fact that it was a musical made me really excited, and that these cover songs were going to be interpolated. Everything about it, I just thought was so brilliant and magical.
And Billy, I know you said the messaging was really important to you as well. Why? And what is the messaging that you hope comes across?
Well, when I got the call to be the fairy godmother, as I like to say, one of the things that I really thought about was, how, how am I going to ground myself, ground this piece, make sure that the decision resonates in a real way. And what I came up with as I was working on it, my tagline is magic has no gender. Magic is love and magic has no gender. And that is that's the spirit I tried to imbue the Fab G with. And I hope the world feels that.
I feel it right now that you're going to grant me a wish. Just looking at your outfit, you seem like you can fly in that. Not too far off from what we see you in as the fabulous G.
I wish, I'm the Fab G. I had to show up looking Fab G.
Hey. You sure do. You all look Fab G. And Idina, to you, I mean, this is not, Prince Charming coming to the rescue here in this telling of Cinderella, right? I mean, as a mom and this messaging, is it time that message changes when it comes to these, fairy tale stories?
Yeah, I think that's why I was so excited to have this opportunity to be in to be able to reinterpret this classic story like this. I was saying we've been focusing so much on how important it is for young girls, but being a mom of a 12-year-old son, I'm so happy that it's really, teaching little kids, little boys, or little men what a great man and how a great man can be, and how he can support a woman and be there for her and support her dreams.
Not giving anything away here with this story, but Cinderella does have options, Camila. She's a serious businesswoman, right?
Exactly. She is a serious businesswoman. And as Billy said today, which I loved, she is the CEO of her own destiny.
Looking at this fabulous cast, was there any trepidation going in, being your first big role?
Sure, so much trepidation every day. But here I am, and here we are. I remember meeting both of these guys and being like, oh, I'm so nervous, because obviously it being my first film and working alongside talented people, you can carry a little bit of that imposter syndrome, like, oh man, people are gonna find out that I suck, and I don't know, but I think that was part of my growth process in the film. And I think that it's kind of like my character, like she has these dreams and these ambitions, but she has doubts and fear. And that's kind of what inspired, the original song Million to One, was my own doubts and vulnerabilities and kind of doing it anyway and growing past them. So I feel like my own personal journey informed a lot of my choices.
And that was a song that you co-wrote for the film as well. What direction did they give you? And did that tune just kind of pop into your mind right away?
Well, I read the script, and I actually wrote with my collaborator, Scott Harris. I think we wrote 2 different songs in 3 days of writing. And this was one of them. And it was really close between this song and the other song, but this one ended up just being the one that I think resonated the most. So I think, it was it's funny, as a songwriter, I'm always writing from my perspective, and this was another character's perspective, but like I said, I feel like I relate to that message, you know, every day.
Idina, your song, which you co-wrote as well, Dream Girl, has a bit of that rock vibe to it. Tell me about the process of writing it.
Oh my gosh, I wanted to write a song for a film and get it into a film for so many years. It's really hard. And so to actually have it in the film, and it's for my character, is just such a milestone in my career. I wrote it with Grammy-winning songwriter Laura Veltz. And I actually feel like instead of the defying gravity and let it go, the kind of come on everybody, rise up and fly, you can do it. Now I'm the voice of like the rage and the anger and the sledgehammer to the patriarchy and like the voice, the opportunity for all the women or everyone actually, whether it's in the film or out in the world, to kind of give voice to their frustration with the people that don't see them for who they are and allow them to have their dreams. So I'm really excited.
And that really kind of shaped your character as well, because I mean, even though you play the evil stepmother, there is a side to her that you reveal. Was that important to you to show that, you know, everybody has their story and their journey, and that journey sometimes is what leads you down this path?
I think, look, I don't need to walk in the footsteps of some of the most amazing actresses that have played the stepmother before. So I was relieved when our director, Kay Cannon, wanted to kind of bring this tone, a realistic tone, and also kind of peel away the layers and show vulnerability or understanding of, you know, empathy. Where do we come from? Why do we act the way we do? And so that we can look at people and humanity and understand that beneath that hardness that somebody might have is their pain and their wounds and so it's I gravitate to those characters, obviously, when we get an opportunity to kind of discover who they really are.
And true that Kay Cannon, the director, actually brought glass slippers for you at the time when she was asking you to sign on to the movie and asked you to try them on?
Well, actually, a little bit of a remix. She came to Miami and we had a meeting and she brought like a little glass slipper. I couldn't try it on because it was like half my foot size. So I would have broken it.
That shoe didn't fit, but this one did.
Yeah, exactly.
And Billy, I know Kay said she wrote this role just for you. I mean, she had you in mind the whole time. So with that going into it, I guess you have to say yes.
Well, I actually did not know that until a few days ago. It makes sense. You know, when I think about reading the script the first time, it felt like it was in my voice. It felt like me, and it, you know, and it was such a no-brainer. And, you know, my 14-year-old sissy self, you know, my biggest dream was to be the male Whitney Houston. So, you know, I get this call and it's like, I got the Whitney Houston. So like, you know, it's a dream come true that I never even knew I had.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, who could even dream that this is a possibility, you know, for me as a man and a queer man and a queer Black man, you know, like there's so many layers and art imitates life and life imitates art, and, you know, who I am and who I've sort of grown to be in the world as a, you know, as a fully formed human being is all stuff that I can, you know, bring to the fairy godmother. So.
Fairy godmother. Yes, I love how you say
I hope everybody enjoys it.
Yes, and I got to ask really quick about the cover songs, because I mean, from the very beginning with Rhythm Nation to even Idina when you're singing Material Girl, I mean, did you ever think that you would see these kinds of songs in the Cinderella story?
You know, I have to say, not necessarily specifically this, but I have to say historically, you know, the golden age of musical theater, the first one, you know, think about it. They were the popular songs of the day. You know, Rodgers and Hammerstein, Cole Porter, Gershwin, you know, Rodgers and Hart, all of those, you know, Harold Arlen, all of those songs were the popular songs of the day. So we're actually going back and going back to the original way that musicals were actually done, you know, so it's, I just love it. I think it's great.
Do you all have a favorite? I mean, besides your own songs, do you have a favorite, Camila? Favorite moment, favorite scene?
I mean, and I'm not just saying this because they're already here, but our moment, Shining Star, was one of my favorite experiences of the whole film. I had so much fun. And when you go into that last high note, you're shining. I remember just like, there's like actually during the filming, I like go away in the carriage. I remember every time looking back, like I was just seeing a live performance. Every take, I was like, I want to see him do it again. And like I said this week also, Idina singing Material Girl was just the medicine I never knew I needed.
Yeah.
It's just such an iconic song, and she has such an iconic voice, and the two together was just incredible.
And it's amazing how the songs really fit with the message and the scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, really, really cool how that worked out. Idina, what about you? Do you have a favorite scene or moment?
I love the opening. You Gotta Be by Desiree was always a song on my playlist. And then I really love the way Camila has rearranged it and interpreted it with her melody and her voice and everything. And I get chills when the movie begins. That's one of my favorites. And yours, Billy. And yours.
And that transformation, Billy. Wow.
So listen, in the interest of full disclosure, I haven't seen the movie yet.
I just found it.
Oh, what?
So
Surprise.
I haven't seen the movie. Daddy's been working.
Yeah.
So I haven't had time,
Yeah.
and I want to see it on the big screen.
Yeah.
Like I could have watched it on a small television, but I knew this was happening, and I was like, let me just wait and be surprised, and
And
so
also,
I'm excited.
We're so happy to be here.
I know.
Because of COVID. I mean, we're outdoors. People are tested. We're safe, but it's the first time we feel somewhat, like we can
Back
really
to normal
celebrate
a bit.
a little bit better.
We got a rap party, y'all.
We never got a rap party.
Never got a
So
rap.
this is like,
Yeah.
yay.
This is your
Yes.
rap party. We're getting to watch it at home, I guess, or on a big screen. Yeah.
Well, we get to watch it with a full
Yeah.
theater of people, and my son will be holding my hand and probably embarrassed by me. But we get to hear some applause. I hope.
Yeah, totally.
And take away watching this Cinderella.
So many things. I think I love the message in the movie of empathy and compassion. I mean, there's so many things, but one of them, I feel like the relationship that she has with her stepmother is very non-traditional in that, the stepmother carries her own trauma and emotional past that makes her who she is. I love the way that it challenges all the traditional things in the classic fairy tale. The fact that the Fabji is somebody that exists out of the gender binary is incredible. The fact that my character Cinderella is almost like a feminist before the concept was even a thing. She has dreams and ambitions. The fact that the prince is kind of like a supportive boyfriend. I mean, it's taking all of the things from the original fairy tale and challenging them to be better. And so, yeah, I'm excited for people to laugh and sing and dance.
Yes.
Well, you all are terrific. I know I was laughing, singing, and dancing, and even crying during Idina's scene a little bit too. So great job, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Well
you.
done. Thank you.